Hello and welcome to this special video edition of FEJ Kitchen Excellence Week. Today we're focusing on kitchen design and efficiency, and I'm delighted to be joined by Emma Brooks, General Manager of Quintex Systems. Emma, it's good to have you here. Quintex obviously provides a range of solutions that enables operators to meet their environmental targets. Where can the real energy savings be made in a commercial kitchen today?
I mean, when you think of energy saving in a kitchen, obviously the initial choices would be lighting, appliances, perhaps behaviour change, which are all very commendable choices. However, kitchen ventilation is one of the largest users of energy within a commercial kitchen. Quite often it gets overlooked, but you could have your kitchen extract and supply fans using 8 kilowatts per hour for 18 to 24 hours a day, which is over 50,000 kilowatt hours per annum. On top of that, you'll have a large potentially have a large air conditioning unit or a heater battery to provide some heating and cooling into the kitchen space for comfort of the staff. If you turn a fan down to 50% of the required power, then you would actually save 87% in usage, and across across the whole kitchen you would expect to save around 50–60% in energy by using a demand control system on the ventilation.
Well, okay. I mean, it's obviously interesting that for a lot of operators, they would base their equipment purchasing decisions largely on price. Presumably, given the level of products that you offer, you're speaking a lot about running costs and energy savings that can be made.
Yeah, I mean, again, traditionally, operators have been concerned about the top line, bums on seats, getting cash in the door. But really, in the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen quite a step change, and it's become more apparent that they should be looking at their bottom lines, reducing energy costs, reducing running costs, just in general, reducing their cost base. One thing is for sure, energy prices are going to continue to rise. And we pride ourselves on our customer service and our consultative nature of our sales process. Kitchen, again, as I said earlier, kitchen ventilation isn't at the forefront of people's minds, but it can represent a huge reduction in running and energy costs.
Sure. Obviously, one of your key products is the Cheetah system, which is a demand-controlled kitchen extraction solution. And as I understand it, it controls the extract and air supply fans in line with the demand that's going on in the kitchen at the time. What sort of operators have introduced that system into their kitchens, and how soon are they seeing a return or a payback?
We have a huge client list. We have some fantastic clients: Wetherspoons, Mitchells and Butler, Whitbread, Wagamama's, the Restaurant Group, TGI Fridays, Byron, Centre Parks, Hilton, Intercontinental Hotel Group, Marriott Hotels, Sainsbury's, Tesco's. The list goes on and on. I mean, we've been selling demand control ventilation since 2001. So 19 years. We've built up a great reputation and a great client base. The savings are seen immediately with the Cheetah system. As soon as it's installed and it's optimized for the environment, they'll see a reduction in energy costs. The other thing they'll see, which is not so much an energy saving, but it's the comfort within the kitchen space. Fan noise levels will be reduced if they've got any sensitive neighbours, the fan noise issues. As an example, Wetherspoons, who have been one of our longest standing clients, they've put Cheetah in approximately 800 pubs, and that's assisted them in a number of noise issues that they've had with neighbours. On top of that, across those 800 pubs, they save around £1.8 million per year in energy costs.
Okay, so the system can be retrofitted then. You don't have to just install it when you're building a new kitchen.
No, I mean, 95% of our business is retrofit, direct to client. We are working more and more now with partners to put systems in at new site stage. And again, with Wetherspoons, our system goes into every new site. And that's the idea, is we do a big rollout across an estate, and as they build new sites, the system goes in as standard as well.
And for operators that are thinking about deploying the Cheetah system within a kitchen environment, does the potential saving in terms of energy and carbon and money depend entirely on the size and type of that food service operation?
No, I mean, the Cheetah system will work across most commercial kitchens. The savings are actually based on the fan sizes of the extract and supply fan, the running times of the kitchen, and obviously their energy cost, which again is obviously going to continue to rise in the coming years. We've installed over 6,000 Cheetah systems across the clients I mentioned before, with an average return on investment in around 2 years, less than 2 years if they've got conditioned air systems as well. In sites where they may have shorter running times, like schools, then you're looking at a sort of 3 to 4 year return on investment.
Okay, so we're speaking today at a time when operators are now beginning to reopen their businesses again, and obviously they're reopening in very different circumstances to the ones that the industry was used to just a few months ago. Are you concerned that the environmental benefits of these kind of energy saving technologies could now get lost as operators have so much else to think about?
I think in the short term, of course, the focus is now around getting the sites reopened, up and running, and getting cash through the door, and increasing their revenues as quickly as possible. So of course the focus will be there. But I think, in fact, COVID-19 has probably created more pressure on operators to look at costs and manage things more efficiently, and perhaps consider different business models. And I think energy saving will play a part in that. I see the issue will be around capital investment, because obviously they haven't had any revenue, like most businesses, for the last 3 months. So the capital isn't going to be there to invest. We've been looking at some capital-free investment solutions for our client, and we hope to have something that we can announce in the coming weeks. And that's really exciting. If we can provide a capital-free investment, that means they're saving more than they're paying on a monthly basis. It's a no-brainer, as they say. So that we're really excited about that. And we're, like I say, our system is well known within the industry, and I believe that we will still be a part of the future for people. And we've been working with existing clients who have Cheetah systems already, and particularly in a time now where they could have lower occupancy, less cooking essentially, for us to be there to support them and to optimize the Cheetah system. We can remotely dial into every single Cheetah system, so we can optimize, we can see if there are any issues, and that's what we've been doing in the last 10 days, is supporting our clients to provide that service, to get them up and running and help them be as efficient as possible going forward.
Okay, and just lastly, obviously I presume the technology has developed over those 19 years that you've described. It's very intelligent in terms of its ability to be able to improve a kitchen environment and deliver the kind of savings that you've talked about. Can you give us any insight into how smart technology in commercial kitchens might evolve in the future?
We expect to see an increase in connectivity, the capabilities of connectivity, and we're actually working again with a strategic partner, actively looking at how we can integrate into a platform. Clients will become more demanding on the type of data they want, how it's delivered, and I think if we're able to answer their needs, and work seamlessly with a platform that offers data for other areas within the kitchen, such as monitoring temperatures, equipment status, air quality, I think that's part of the future. Also, to be able to provide preventative maintenance alerts rather than wait for something to fail, and then they have to shut the business down, and the costs of getting it back up and running. If some, intelligently, artificial intelligence is probably the most efficient and economic way to drive, to drive things forward, replacing humans with art, which managing efficiencies, analysing data through clever technology, I think will be the way forward. We have 2 other products in our range other than Cheetah. We have EcoFix and BioFix. They're both grease management products. One for the ductwork and one for drainage. And again, developing those to be smarter, to tell us in advance when grease levels are increasing or fluid levels have reduced and things like that. I think that will be sort of the icing on the cake for the future, and those are all things we're working on in the background. So it's a challenging time for everybody, but in a sense it's an exciting time, and it's a worrying time as well, of course. People are losing their jobs and everything, but it's given us some time to think about how we develop going forward and become smarter.